"We refuse to work with her." That ultimatum, leaked from a closed-door meeting at London's Palladium, hit theater Twitter like a thunderclap. Rachel Zegler, the self-proclaimed musical theater baby, once tipped as the future of Broadway, had just watched an entire West End company threaten to walk unless she left Evita. How did a dream role meant to erase her Disney-era backlash spiral into a full-scale mutiny? Strap in. What really happened backstage is messier than any tabloid headline, and the final twist lands louder than Eva Peron's High C. Back on March 14, 2025, entertainment outlets from People to Page 6 treated Zegler's casting as Eva Peron like a glow-up montage. Disney controversy erased, West End debut secured, Jamie Lloyd directing a radical new vision at the 2,300-seat London Palladium. Social feeds lit up. TikTok edits sampled "Don't Cry for Me, Argentina" over Zegler's West Side Story harmonies. Even skeptics admitted she had the pipes. But 3 days later, a Change.org petition exploded. 50,000 signatures in 72 hours, accusing producers of ignoring Argentine heritage and resurfacing every past faux pas from Zegler's "I deserve streaming residuals for sitting in that gown" soundbite to her viral "Snow White should be about feminism, not romance" rant. The once glittering announcement was now a lightning rod. Hashtag EvitaGate trended, and comment sections split between "let her sing" and "let her go." Zegler didn't flinch. She doubled down on Instagram stories, posting cryptic lyric panels, moody rehearsal selfies, and a selfie in a plastic tiara captioned, "They'll hate me for this too." Her algorithm engagement soared. What no one beyond the Palladium's stage door knew, every filtered post masked a rehearsal room already buckling under pressure. For director Jamie Lloyd, the revival was a passion project. A minimalist set, live camera projections, and a feminist lens on Peron's ascent. He needed a star with discipline. What he got, insiders claim, was a storm system in stilettos. The seeds of Hurricane Zegler were already germinating before the first read-through. Co-stars noticed how quickly compliments turned into critiques, how collaborative suggestions morphed into demands, and how any disagreement became, in her words, an attack on artistic integrity. Yet the company kept quiet at first. Theater culture leans polite. Nobody wants to be the one accused of torpedoing a show before previews. Investors had poured £8 million into Lloyd's stripped-back concept. Marketing blitzes were purchased, gala tickets sold. Everyone believed the situation might still settle, until rehearsal logs started filling with red ink warnings. Stage managers noticed the pattern by week 2. Zegler strolled in 40 minutes late, caramel latte in hand, then launched into lectures about depatriarchalizing the score. The choreography team, tasked with blending tango footwork and modern protest gestures, received nightly feedback PDFs where she rewrote her blocking notes in red, signed "Respectfully, Eva." When they pushed back, she delivered a TED Talk-length monologue on revolutionary staging. One vocal coach session leaked. Audio of Zegler challenging the tempo of Buenos Aires, insisting a slower beat would let the lyrics breathe like open-air protests. The clip raced across theater subreddits. Commenters christened her Hurricane Zegler. The next storm surge came courtesy of a shaky phone video. 30 ensemble dancers blocking "Goodnight" and "Thank you," while an assistant read Eva's lines off a clipboard. Zegler had called in emotionally fatigued for the 3rd time that week. Stans blamed misogyny. The cast quietly kept receipts. By Friday, the call board featured a handwritten note. "Please arrive on time. All company principals." The subtext was deafening. Theater folklore is filled with divas, but Zegler's tantrums felt different. Political, performative, and filmed. A dresser swore she heard the actress mutter, "They can't cut me. My followers outnumber their patrons." Still, most performers bit their tongues. It wasn't until the incident everyone now calls the walk-off heard round Soho that the hush turned into a howl. May 6, 2025. Full company run of a new Argentina. Lights blazing, camera crane swooping, Lloyd's immersive tech rehearsal. Mid-chorus, Zegler halted, hurled her arms sky-high, and blasted, "I am Eva, not your circus pony." Dropping her handheld mic with a pop, she marched upstage, tore off the military beret, and vanished into the wings. Shock locked the cast in tableau until a baritone named Felix, playing Peron's rival, exhaled, "She's got to go." That sentence broke the dam. Ensemble whispers snowballed into confessional venting in the green room. Missed cues, blocked exits, costume resews, tears in the wings. A senior swing produced an actual notebook. Dates, outbursts, witness signatures. She'd been documenting since day one because somebody had to do it. By Monday, 48 performers and 2 department heads co-signed a formal grievance. Rehearsals have become unsafe, unproductive, and wholly centered on one performer's volatility. They asked for a sit-down with Lloyd and producers. The request was deferred, so they went higher. Straight to the general manager's office with a single-page ultimatum. It's her or us. One producer blinked. You're asking us to fire our lead? A calm mezzo named Tara replied. We're telling you the show collapses if you don't. Remember, West End unions are no joke. A mutiny of this size can shut a production down harder than a lighting rig malfunction. Overnight, management swung from protect the star to patch the leak before insurers bail. Crisis talks ignited at dawn, but while executives scrambled, a quieter pivot began on stage. If you've never watched a £8 million musical hit DEFCON 1, imagine speed dial hysteria. Lawyers calling HR, investors pinging publicists, PR agencies drafting corrective narratives. Reports say at least 3 strategies were floated. Number 1, conflict mediator. Fly in an industry shrink to rebuild trust. Number 2, dual lead format. Split Eva between Zegler and an alternate to limit rehearsal friction. Number 3, season delay. Push previews, swallow 6-figure venue penalties, hope headlines fade. All 3 died in committee. The cast's resolve was iron, and tabloids were already sniffing. Jamie Lloyd, famed for minimalist intensity, begged for 48 hours of calm to restage numbers. Management granted a brief pause, code for suspending Zegler without the word suspension. Behind blackout curtains, stand-ins stepped to center stage while stagehands taped fresh spike marks. Unlike film, theater can't freeze for one person. Salaries, orchestra rentals, venue fees bleed money daily, so rehearsals barreled forward minus their marquee star. Out front, the box office marquee still glowed. Rachel Zegler is Eva Peron. Backstage, her lanyard gathered dust on hook number 17. Rumor lines sizzled. 2 separate YouTube commentary channels claimed she'd been escorted out by security after a screaming match. One clip even showed a woman resembling Zegler being guided through stage doors, though defenders cried, "Deep fake." Official spokespeople? Stone silent. Silence in theater is rarely golden. It's usually a pink slip in disguise. While executives juggled crisis memos, a 27-year-old swing named Marina Duarte was quietly warming up center stage. Latina, Juilliard-trained, she'd spent 2 years understudying in Sunset Boulevard, but never cracked a headline. Now she had 48 hours to learn Eva's full track. People on headset recall her pacing the empty stage at midnight, muttering Spanish diction drills, deadlifting a battered suitcase for prop weight, and riffing top notes until the night cleaners applauded. Day 1, she nailed the balcony area. Day 2, she was off book. Day 3, she workshopped intimate scenes with co-star Felix like she'd been cast for months. It felt like we finally took the sandbags off the kite, a chorus dancer told the stage forum. Crew attitude flipped from dread to caffeine-buzzed optimism. The wardrobe team celebrated no 3 a.m. redesign texts. Musicians gushed that her phrasing respected Rice and Weber's rhythms instead of lecturing them. Producers watched the vibe shift in real time. Rehearsal overruns evaporated, tempers cooled. The tech schedule actually ran early. An assistant company manager crunched the math. Sticking with Duarte could save £280,000 in overtime penalties. Suddenly, star power looked less profitable than stability. What started as a provisional patch felt, by Friday's end-of-day run, like a brand-new production. And the internet smelled blood. TikTok's theater T accounts pounced first. A creator named @StageLeftSpill posted breaking Zegler quietly benched. Understudy slays Buenos Aires rehearsal. The video racked up 2 million views in 24 hours, spawned duets of teens singing Don't Cry for Zegler to Plastic Crowns, and birthed the hashtag ZeglerOut. Twitter/X escalated the meme war. Threads resurfaced Snow White sound bites. It's 2025, Prince Charming is out. Her viral Pay Me for Streaming Hours SAG rant, and a 2023 clip where she jokingly called herself the future of cinema. Critics retweeted with Future just got canceled. Fans fired back with hashtag Justice for Rachel, accusing castmates of jealousy. Meanwhile, the Evita Instagram scrubbed all rehearsal selfies featuring Zegler and shifted to sterile promos. Silver foil logo, opening week countdown, no cast tags. Digital CSI types screenshotted the changes and spliced before-after grids. Redditors joked that the Palladium had Thanos'd her from the feed. Even neutral outlets like Playbill started using cautious language. Rachel Zegler no longer expected to appear in previews. Inside the theater, company members were warned not to engage online, but group chat screenshots leaked anyway. Emojis of champagne bottles, sighs of relief, one cryptic message, "Imagine doing a musical without being screamed at." Wild. The impression outside grew crystal clear. Eva had a new queen. The old one was trending for all the wrong reasons. 2 weeks passed with 0 Rachel sightings. Theater types gossip in coffee queues. Word spread that hook number 17, her dressing room peg, now held an empty plastic garment bag. The call sheet printed Eva Perón, Marina Duarte, Altuars in bold black ink. Upholstery cleaners wheeled off Zegler's monogrammed chair. A box of personal candles sat unclaimed in stage door reception. No official firing statement ever surfaced. Why? Theater insurers prefer mutual schedule adjustment to avoid breach of contract suits. But audiences aren't fools. Selfie hunters waiting outside stage door filmed Marina signing playbills clearly reading Evita, starring Marina Duarte on the cover. Ticket brokers reported something unexpected. Refund requests, triggered when a star drops out, plummeted once word spread that Duarte was a powerhouse. Complaints about star absence were outweighed by excitement about a show no longer floundering. The box office math favored the new Eva. Producers quietly authorized a reprint of marketing materials removing Zegler's likeness. An expensive admission, but cheaper than lawsuits or nightly chaos. Zegler's social channels remained funeral quiet. No Twitter Notes app apology. No new projects loading selfie. Publicists known for crisis wizardry didn't tweet in her defense. Industry code for too hot to touch. When Variety reached her team for comment on Evita gossip, the reply was a single sentence: Rachel is focusing on future opportunities. Translation: ghosting as PR strategy. But in showbiz, silence can sound like career flatline. Live theater runs on trust, punctuality, and the unspoken covenant that no individual eclipses the ensemble. Zegler arrived with 1.5 million TikTok followers and a conviction that her platform equaled veto power. The West End replied with a masterclass in gravity. Stunt casting can sell opening week tickets, but arrogance can still pull the rigging down. Stack her track record: online feuds over Snow White, lukewarm buzz for Shazam, Fury of the Gods, now a West End implosion, and the trend line slants red. Hollywood loves comeback arcs, yet only after the fallen star issues a mea culpa. So far, Zegler has offered radio silence. Without contrition, producers in both film and theater circles view her like a faulty pyrotechnic. Theoretically spectacular, statistically risky. Marina Duarte's story, conversely, reads like Broadway folklore. The understudy who saved the show. The Evita creative team reportedly fast-tracked a fresh press kit featuring her biography, Buenos Aires roots, Juilliard credentials, a quote about honoring Eva's legacy with humility, reviews from First Invited Dress, electrifying, pure fire, finally the revival we were promised, and Zegler, talent alone never guaranteed tenure. Not in theater, where 8 shows a week expose every crack. She held the crown, but forgot that Eva's rise is a cautionary tale about hubris. On stage, that lesson resonates louder than any belt note. So keep your notifications on. If confidential rehearsal tapes ever leak, we might witness the exact moment the cast mutinied, or the instant a 27-year-old swing realized she'd become the leading lady. Either way, the spotlight moved on. In theater, it always does. And when Hurricane Zegler finally breaks her silence, she'll find the West End skyline has already cleared, leaving only applause for the storm that passed and the show that carried on without her.